we have to talk about Scott Bessent, one of the best cabinet picks of Trump's administration by a mile. He was on MSNBC. I think this could have been over the weekend, but on MSNBC, you're going into the lion's den, and he knew that it's like a panel of people. He knows he's going into the lion's den. It doesn't matter. He's so ready. He's so calm. He's so absolutely like exponentially smarter than everyone at that table. And that's why it's such a joy to just listen to them thinking that they're going to get him with these gotcha questions. And it's such a big fat fail. So here's a perfect example. A lot of lefties, Democrats, are right now trying to claim that the United States provided Argentina with a $20 billion bailout. Scott sets the record straight on that.
Amid this discussion of costs and prices and affordability, how does a $20 billion bailout of Argentina help Americans? You're the president's point person on that. Can you explain to those here who are feeling the pinch, including America's farmers, why the United States is helping out Argentina?
Well, do you know what a swap line is?
It's currency swap, yes.
Yes, but what is that?
You're the Treasury Secretary.
Yes, but why would you call it a bailout?
That is how.
In most bailouts, you don't make money. The U.S. government made money. We used our financial balance sheet to stabilize the government. One of our great allies in Latin America, during an election, the president there won in a landslide. The government's going to make money, and I would rather use peace through economic strength than have to be shooting at narco boats coming offshore if the government collapsed. We have a generational opportunity in Latin America to create allies. We just saw an election in Bolivia. We're probably going to see an election in Colombia. We've seen them in Ecuador. We're going to see them in Chile. So by stabilizing the economy there and making a profit, then that's a very good deal for the American people. And there's a lot we could have been doing for American farmers, but Democrats closed the government.
I love him. I love him.
So good. I love that
good.
This entire administration is so good that even our Treasury Secretary, which in other administrations, honestly, I couldn't even name. They're forgettable. Even our Treasury Secretary just kicks butt like all the time.
Right?
It's so nice to see.
Now you're making me who was the one who was it in Biden's administration? Treasury Secretary.
I
Oh
know
my God, it was that troll. It was Janet. It was the little goblin.
Oh yeah.
With the mushroom lady. Yeah.
Forgettable.
What's her name?
Forgettable person. Janet Yellen.
Yes, Janet Yellen. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago. You guys. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, he's exponentially smarter. I would love to see him and Yellen just talking policy. I would love it. I would love to see her squirm. It would be delicious. But Scott was not done. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go. Oh,
no,
I just think it's so funny that MSNBC is saying, what does it do to give money to Argentina? Which, Scott set the record straight. That's not exactly what we were doing. But are these not the same people who cried for a month when we shut down USAID funding, which was just a bailout to foreign countries, or even dumber things like, I'm sorry, what is it doing for the U.S. to give Argentina like a gay and lesbian theater program? That's what we were doing before. But now now we're trying to stabilize economies, and they're like, back up. We're not sure if this is in our interest. So
right. And it's a bailout. It's so, just the words that's why it's so important that he was like, do you know what this actually is? You're using why are you using this word? Why are you framing it this way? That's the beauty of this particular administration's cabinet, is that they all push back on the media in such an effective way. They just won't tolerate the mischaracterizations of what they're doing. And I freaking love that. I love it. He also set the record straight about the benefit and the wisdom of Trump's tariffs. Here is Scott Bessent on that.
I think that the tariffs help consumers because we are able to, if you go back and look, we have they have brought down the budget deficit. And MIT came out with a study that said that 42% of the great inflation was caused by the big deficit spending. So as you bring down deficit spending, inflation will come down. And the tariffs, right now we take in substantial tariff income. Over time, that will rebalance as the factories move to the U.S., and that will become the corporate income or wage income. And by bringing down the budget deficit, we are bringing down inflation.
I know a lot of people, there's mixed reviews on tariffs and their effectiveness and whether it hurts Americans. I tend to think that this is a long game strategy that is working and will work. That's where I stand on it. How about you?
Yeah, I am super supportive of the tariffs, and I do think we have to be in it long term, because there are going to be some prices that go up and stuff while we're trying to reframe our manufacturing and how we do business in America. But in the long run, we should want things made here. We should have jobs here. And like you said, we're bringing in income that'll pay off the debt, that will lower inflation overall. All of that, so good for America. So I think I can pay a little more for my plastic stuff from China that I order on Amazon. It's okay.
That's right. Could spend your time watching something from Angel Studios, which is so much better. Ooh. Everything that Angel produces, whether it's shows, whether it's movies, everything is so wholesome and like uplifting, and it has like a strong, meaningful message. I mean, everything that they do has been a slam dunk. I mean, don't even get us started on the RFK documentary. It was absolutely amazing. My husband also, I know Amy Jo feels this way. My husband said, both of them said, this is the best documentary I have ever seen. And that's like literally all we watch. So we've seen a lot of documentaries. That's one of the best ones. They have popular shows like the Wing Feather Saga, Testament, Miracle. They've got this new animated musical called David coming out this Christmas. And right now, huge sale on their guild memberships. So if you have not signed up to be a guild member yet, this is the time. You can get 38% off of your membership. You can stream their content anytime you want. You can get tickets to their in-theater shows if you become a guild member. Again, 38% off. All you have to do is go to angel.com/chicks. That's angel.com/chicks. Well, and this is why, because there is, according to Scott Bessent, so much revenue coming in from the tariffs. That's why, Daisy and I have talked about the fact that we get real frustrated when then Trump turns around and is like, $2,000 for everybody. Like, don't. The whole reason to raise this kind of revenue is to offset the deficit, is to bring down the debt. And so giving more stimulus is the exact wrong thing to do. I get that right now Trump wants a way to endear himself to low and middle income voters who may be struggling and blaming him. He wants that hero moment, but it's going to backfire. If he does that, I just think it's a terrible idea for the economy writ large. Like it may make people feel good for a hot minute, but it's bad. It just counters all the good that he's doing with the tariffs. So I hope that does not actually happen. There was, I don't know, I don't know who the players are on MSNBC, no clue, but one of the panelists in that same group decided mistakenly to go after Scott on the fact that, now that the shutdown seems to be maybe coming to a close, there's supposed to be a House vote later today, we'll see. But because there's talk about that, the stock market is reacting in a very positive way. This guy tries to suggest to Scott Bessent that he is personally profiting from it, which is, oh, no, you don't. You don't get to do that. And Scott shuts that down right away.
Yeah, and Mr. Secretary, I hope this question doesn't piss you off.
It should.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's 4-on-1, but seems about right.
Well, okay. Yesterday, the stock market took a pretty good jump on news that the shutdown might come to an end. A lot of people did very well in the stock market, I assume. And I assume that you probably were one of them. and good for you.
That would be an incorrect assumption because I had to sell all my stocks to become Treasury Secretary.
You sold them all?
Had
Really?
to, yes.
But you have a blind trust, I would imagine.
There's no such thing as a blind trust.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for straightening me out on that. But anyway.
But anyway.
But anyway, I didn't actually say any of that. Let me ask my real question. Give me a break. These people are relentless. Relentless.
They really are. And who are these people? I feel like you watch clips every day. I watch your clips every day. Like, I do not recognize any of these guys. Are they new? Like, what is their deal?
I don't know. With MSNBC, I think I kind of maybe recognize that first guy. Like he might be an actual MSNBC guy. I think that guy that was just asking the question was like a fellow guest. I don't know. I never watch that station if I can help it, unless it's to make fun of them for this show. So, yeah,
That's the only reason.
It's the only reason.